I can kind of read these fast. Okay. Couch potatoes somewhere over the rainbow, out on cloud nine and into the twilight zone. You sit there on the sofa playing your video games, couch potatoes somewhere over the rainbow. Hard to get your attention as you stare off into space. Potatoes grow eyes and then they turn rotten, or have you forgotten? Turn off the television set. A couch potato shouldn't sit there and fret. So go get a job like your big brother Bob, or out on your ass where you will go somewhere over the rainbow. You can't buy my love. It's not for sale. Out on the street I go for a walk every now and then. Up on guard one must always be as predators stalk you. This is an acrostic. Can't they see this woman is not for sale? Car drives by slowly as the driver asks if I need a ride. I loudly say no. I walk past her down the sidewalk and try to ignore him, and I curse, and he speeds away. But can't he see this woman's not for sale? You just never know who's out there talking about. You just never know if you're safe or not. My nerves are on edge and I'm angry as hell. You can't even go for a walk around the block without being approached by a giant. Loathsome creatures as they are, out on the street where our children walk and play. It shouldn't be this way. Very dangerous is the neighborhood, but I shouldn't have to hide inside my house each and every day. Oh, by the way, you can't buy my love. It's not. He promised me until death us do part. Eventually, he broke my heart. Promises were broken as our vows were spoken, recalling his lies and weak alibis. Oh, why can't I see he couldn't really love me? My thoughts go back to a time when I thought he was mine. I was mistaken, for there was another that took my place. She was an adulteress of the worst kind. She blew my mind. Evil lurked in the silent hallways of my home. I was alone. Demon she was as she held him in her clutches. My husband was supposed to be my lover and my best friend. Escape me he did when he danced so romantically with her. Until death us do part, he promised me forever. No one knows the agony I endured as she did lure him. Time and again, he strayed out into the night with his whore. I looked the other way as he snuck out of our door. Life was a living hell for both of us and our children. Dancing with the devil, you dare not step down to his level. Enchanted by her aroma, he fell into a semi-coma. As he cheated on me with her spell, we did not fare well. The enticing bitch was worse than any wicked witch. He promised me until death us do part. Up until dawn, I paced the floor waiting for him to come home alone. So damn tired of living my life on the edge and alone. A desire in his eyes for me had dimmed as she danced with him. Open my eyes, I finally did when I caught him with his heroin. Parting ways is such sweet sorrow, they say. A junkie cares not about tomorrow, it's just that way. Rigs and foil papers, golden needles and silver spoons, the feeling of being uncomfortably known. As Kenny brought her song played on the radio, Good Old Lucille, she thought about her dying husband used to say. Kenny sang it so well, now in her life as the story becomes true. Everyone knows she left him a long time ago. Headed to the bars. Neon lights called her out, and that's where she strayed. No one knows the hell he put her through before she left him. You know, she was a damn good wife and a mother, too. Recalling these things in her mind as she listens to Lucille on his deathbed. Now she sits beside him in a queer silence. God only knows if he lives. He most likely will be in a wheelchair. Everyone knows she left him a long time ago, headed to the bars. Remember the words he once said, he'd rather be dead, so don't take your love to town. You know she already did. She looks at him now with a tube down his throat and a tear. Once before, she had never seen him cry as she filed for divorce. No one knows the hell he put her through before she left him. Gotta pull herself together as she feels she's falling apart. Playing on the radio is Lucille. Isn't that ironic? She ponders him leaving was one thing, but neglecting the kids was another. A damn good wife and a mother she was until she left him. Yeah, she ran from the barrooms to the bedrooms to get back. Strangely enough, quiet as she hears a thump thump. Don't you know he has something to say? He's going thump thump. But for once he can't. He can't talk. Okay, do you want a pencil and a paper, or do you want me to leave? He nods his head yes and then no, and he can't even write a word. Then she looks at him with tears welling up in her eyes. He wonders why did she leave him as Kenny Rogers' song plays. Expressions on my face as she always could read him so well. Reaching out and softly touching his hand, he understands a long night ahead as the heart machine keeps beating. Don't you know he has something to say, but for once he can't. I don't remember the moment he died or if I was even there. Oh, but God, I felt like I pulled the plug on his life. two more. Is that good? No? It's up to you guys. Jailbirds have no wings. They can never fly. As a prison cell becomes their home, sometimes they say, in a not-so-comfortable concrete room they come to nest. Lost in a cold world behind bars they do rest for failing life's test. By the way, jailbirds have no wings and they can never fly. Iron shackles they wear when traveling from corridors to courtrooms. Revolving doors slam as they lock down, as only the warden holds the freedom key. Drunk drivers beware when you enter this place, no smirk on your face. Sober up, pal, as you take a number put on your chest. You failed the test. A haven for criminals is behind these walls, with no privacy in the bathroom stalls. A prison ain't no palace, just ask Alice. Visions of sugar plums dancing in your head. Better watch your back or end up dead. Even the guard you cannot trust with your life. Do you wonder who's with your wife? No building castles in the sand. You'll be making license plates by hand. Out on the streets you've seen us, now you're one of us. Welcome home, bro. I give you fair warning in poetry and prose for every drunk driver I meet. Not to take slightly this advice, you better think twice and forfeit those keys. Get down on your knees, beg and plead not for sympathy. You'll get not that from me. So long, jailbird. And these two The world is a treacherous place. Hunger and starvation in many a nation, and children they suffer. Empty stomachs, naked bodies, and protruding bellies with sunken eyes. World missionaries and others they try to help out, only to find that there's not enough food and water, clothing, or medicine to go around. Roaming the streets of a city bombarded by war, its residents are plagued by disaster. Living with pestilence and disease, devastation as far as the eyes can see. Depression, sadness, death, and despair. The world is a treacherous place.